Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Can you believe that Luce Cannon and Bricc Baby are in the same cell? I'm watching these YouTubers put together these videos acting like it's a big surprise. It's no surprise. It's what the feds do. They put two, what they consider, not calling them rats, but this is what the feds consider potential rats. So they put the two in the cell. One is either already cooperating, so you make your speculation, or they're expecting one or both to cooperate. So they put a dude in the cell with his co-defendant so that he could get information to give back to the feds so he could get less time. It's not a coincidence. Listen to the phone call, Luce Cannon calling in. Him and his girl is blindsided. They think they in heaven. He got somebody to hang with. He know from the street. Him and Bricc Baby getting ready to do their thing. But gunshots to the rat bastard that turns out that cell, because somebody will be a rat between the two of them. That's a fact. You know what it is, unique Mecca audio, man. Check it out. They making a big thing out of it, like they don't understand when they put two co-defendants in the cell, they expect one to get information from the other. I would never take my co-defendant in the cell with me. You understand what I'm saying? If we in the same dorm, that's different. But to be in a cell to sleep with a dude that I know I'm never gonna tell, but this mother might. Now, I don't want to have to get up middle of the night and, take something to put around this. So to prevent that, I wouldn't take him in the cell, because if I get these thoughts, I already know where my thoughts are. Let's play this and see what's going on with, Mr. Luce Cannon.
This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. To accept this call, press 5. To block this, you may begin speaking now.
Hello?
Yeah, what's up with it, wife? How you doing?
Oh my God, it's so good to finally hear your voice. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Where are
You
you?
won't believe. I'm in LA. You won't believe. Um, it was my celly,
Who?
Bricc Baby.
What?
Yeah, this shit crazy.
See, she's all like, what? And he's already thinking, because I know somebody told him while he's in there, you got to watch out for the feds putting a rat in the cell to try and pick and juice you for information to make their case, right? So that's why he's like, yo, this is messed up. He can't even believe it. And she's all happy. All she want to do is talk about what she's doing on the outside, and all he want to talk about is what's going on with him and Bricc Baby. They're not even having a conversation together. They're both just talking to each other. Let's ride. That's what happens in a lot of relationships. In a lot of relationships, you know, the man normally don't listen to a word the woman have to say. But she's saying a lot of words, and it sounds to a man like wah, 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 wah. Like the Snoopy character. It's a bunch of crap. Nobody want to hear that. And then the female go, oh, you listening to me? He said, yeah, I hear you. Oh, you're not listening to me. And then the dude feeds into it with an argument. Yo, come on, dog. Stop it. We have to listen to each other so that we can communicate with each other, so we could comprehend each other. Let's get back to Bricc Baby and Luce Cannon, and we're gonna have a countdown to see which one of these will be the rat bastard of the year. Don't get mad now. Wait until this thing play out, and you're gonna start seeing the names that's gonna jump off.
That is insane. Was that like pre-planned? Like what the heck?
Yeah, it was pre-planned. The feds put him in there so that one could get information from the other, or they both could get their stories together that they're going to bring back to the feds so that they can indict other people and make more charges on all the culprits. Let's ride.
Oh my gosh. So Brick Baby is your cellmate.
I'll be my celly.
Nah.
He don't sound too happy.
Ah,
She do.
that is wild.
He was like, thank you for the t-shirts and everything like that, and me
Oh
and
yeah.
Posted, he was like, you so real for that, and then like the for it.
Well, I definitely, I would hope, they would do the same and if the table was turned. So I definitely, if I had the outsource to be able to help his wife while going through this, that's exactly what I wanted to do. I already sent her first payment last week from the sales we made last week, and she was so happy. But I'm happy that he heard about it. That's good. I'm gonna keep pushing so that we can keep making some money that way. It gives a little more ease, even for at least for these phone calls. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't cheap.
No, Brick, hold on. I
Hmm.
want to talk to you. What up, sis?
Hey, Brick, how you doing?
Thank you for everything you doing. I heard you keeping the name strong, keeping everybody's name
Listen,
strong.
I'm trying. I'm doing whatever I can with the power that I have.
Yes, yes. We all
Mm-hmm.
appreciate
That's what's
that.
up. How you holding up?
Oh man, we coolin', we coolin'. My boy here now, so we
Yo,
getting
is
down to the
that
process.
crazy? You guys are cellmates? What? How in
I
the
wasn't gonna.
world did
I
that
look
happen?
when I figured out the jail, I'm like, bro, finna come. I'm like, soon as he come, I'm about to bring him because you gotta come here. So I'm like, yeah, he about to come right here with us.
That's crazy.
Nah, Brick, he didn't have to come there. They could have easily sent him to a little surrounding county jail that's not even a federal jail to keep him isolated if they felt that they wanted to keep y'all apart. So it's not like they was forced to bring you apart. So all that about you figured the jail out, you didn't figure out nothing. If you would have figured it out, or maybe you did figure it out, maybe you already playing your cards. I don't know. But you did that figuring you did, that don't add up to two, big bro. That don't even add up to one. Let's stop it.
So you
Yeah,
helped set
man.
that up?
Yeah, well, as soon as he came in, shit, you already know it ain't no other way he gonna go, and we can't.
See, and this is not to put it on Brick Baby, but I gotta give it to you 100 the way it is. In a situation like this, isolate Brick Baby from this so you don't say I'm throwing the ball, but one of them is gonna wind up telling. That's the way it works. They don't put two in the cell and they both decide to go forward. Don't. Because they put them there so that they could get two men that they feel is vulnerable, you know what I mean, to surrender to the pressures that be. So that's why they put them in a cell. But now, Brick Baby, right? Take him out of it. You put a dude in the cell with a dude, and what the feds do when they put him in the cell is tell him, hey, when you go in there, I need you to get him to talk and talk much as you want. A matter of fact, here's a wire or here's a notebook. I don't care what you do, you bring me back information you didn't give me because what you gave me is not enough for me to put you back on the street. So you need to get him talking in the cell. So I'm going to put the two of y'all in the cell together, and you better come back with information. And a matter of fact, I'm going to give you a timeline. But they don't understand the one thing that we teach you over here at Unique Mecca Audio, and that you have, rights. Check it out. You have the right to remain silent. You see that? Those are the shirts we're selling. Shut the F up. You know what I mean? I think that's the Fifth Amendment. You know what I mean? Right there, they're supposed to remain silent. They ain't supposed to be in there talking about no case with each other because right now, each one of y'all may be each other's ops when it's time for trial. So that's why you can't trust no one in that situation. But they'll put them in a cell so they get information, come back, give them information, and they take them down like a rag doll.
Like he talking in front of all these people, so I just like, come on, you already
Man.
know.
See, you can't talk in front of all these people. Let's go on my cell. You can trust me. You know what I mean? That's how they put him in that position. You can trust me. And you go and, yo, what really happened with such and such? Because I heard this, but I know you know because that's your man. And then when they say, "Brrrrat," happened, then all of a sudden now they get on the phone and go, "Brrrrat," happened to the feds. And now they got a superseding indictment coming. If you can't see this coming, I don't know what to tell you. You're not going to get this content nowhere else. I mean, come on, man. Where we at right now?
That's what's up.
Everything
Okay.
good out there with the baby and stuff?
You know, he's here, he's teething, so I'm going through that phase right now where he's a little fussy, but
Let me say this, right? They got a newborn baby, is what they sound like they saying. Like, if the feds have their way and Luce Cannon decide to stand 10 toes down, go check out my man podcast, 10 Toes Down TV. Being I mention his name, I got to give him a plug. But, if Luce Cannon decide to stand 10 toes down and go to trial and get sentenced and enhanced and all that go with the sentence, by the time he comes home, his newborn baby that's just teething will probably already have his own baby or maybe even two or three. Welcome to America. Relax, y'all. Relax, relax. See, that's how I share the information to the hood. If you want to run the streets and say you a rolling 60s, you a gangbanger, you a blood, you a crip, you a shower posse, you or whatever you say you want to be, just know that there's consequences to those actions and reactions to those actions. So we're gonna stop it. Let's go back to playing this.
but I'm bearing with it. I'm bearing with
Yeah,
it.
here go, bro. Here go, bro, right here.
All right. All right. Good to hear from you. Keep your head up.
They think it's a
Hello.
game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, shoot.
Loose sound a little down
Y'all
like he
about to pick
figuring
up where
something
y'all
out.
left off.
See?
Y'all gonna be holding podcasts in the cell?
See? That's what got him there, that podcast.
But I'm trying to find out. I'm trying to see if you could cash app so I could get some food. You
Yeah,
know.
of course. Of course. Wait, who? Just give me a cash app and I'll send it over so that you can get some outside food because I know I'm sure that food over there is trash.
See what she just said? The feds are listening to these tapes. They hear her saying that she's gonna cash app her money to potentially give to an outside officer to bring him in some food. And they don't roll down on him. So that means they're just setting them up. All of these conversations that we're hearing on YouTube, let me be the first to tell you that they will be used in their criminal case. When it's time to go in there to fight for a bail hearing with this high powered paid lawyer you have, Mr. Luce Cannon, these tapes will come up. You're not allowed to send anybody money or anything of value that's incarcerated. So you're asking your girl to send you money to a cash app that you don't have access to. So that means you sending the cash app to somebody on the street, and whoever you send it on the street, if the cop got a little side piece or a little chicken head on the side that he send the little crumbs to so that he could go by and get choked out by her later on at night or whatever, that's going to cost him his job. Because they're going to look at the cash app, they're going to look at the email, they're going to look at the bank account, they're going to roll up on her, they're going to tell her, we're going to lock your ass up. And she said, nah, but all I signed up for was the duck. You know what I mean? And then now you're talking about locking me up. What did I do? What do you want me to tell you? You know? Who you giving this money to? Oh, I'm giving it to Greg. Oh, this is and it's that easy. But they letting all this play out, and it's going to be a bigger bust, and their case is going to be so messy with all of this prison stuff, because you can't send nobody nothing of value. You're not allowed to put nobody on the phone like how Bricc Baby just got on the phone, and you definitely not allowed to use somebody's pack number, because I gave you all the story how I lost my phone for 18 months, and they tried to take it for 24 months. Come on, dog. Let's play this.
It's terrible. But yeah,
Mm.
no, I love, definitely
Hello.
love you.
I love you
Um,
too.
it's where I'm at, I'm always gonna be good
Yeah.
everywhere I go.
I'm just happy that, you're okay because my stomach was churning all night when I didn't hear from you, baby. You don't even understand. I was a little nervous, even though I know this is part of the process, just not hearing from you for all them hours really, really made me stressful.
All them hours. You didn't hear from him for hours and you stressed? How do you think my woman feel when I sat in 80X Supermax in Colorado underground where they got the Unabomber, Mr. Ted Kaczynski, who passed? And I'm going to say rest in peace because he got captured, so that means he became one of us. Don't agree with what he did, let's say that for the record. But once they're captured, they become one of us because we all violated the laws and screwed up our lives. And now, when we wind up on the inside, we try and make it better. But she said, I haven't heard from you 5 hours, and my stomach is churning. I was in the shoe for 5 years with no phone calls and no contact, with just 2 phone calls a month for 15 minutes. If I called and somebody answered and said who I wanted wasn't home, they charged that as a call. Now I only got one more call. 30 minutes later, I try back. I call. I said, is they there yet? And they say, no, that's my call for the month. I got to wait another 30 days and never talk to who I wanted to. You think, though? You think my woman's stomach was churning when she didn't hear from me? If my woman told me some crap like that while I'm doing serious time or looking at serious time, I tell her, tighten up, soldierette, or get off my team. I don't need you to be on my team whining and bickering like you feeling sorry for me or yourself. This is a part of life. Accept it for what it is or jump ship now. And that's how we move. That's why I'm telling you, don't get involved in the streets, because I know you don't want to have that frame of mind. I feel stupid that I got that frame of mind. But never will I be on the phone doing Life Plus 20 and get on the phone with a woman crying and whining about how she missed me. Well, go find a girl suck. But don't make my life suck by telling me all the time, yeah, I missed you, but push that aside and push my chest out and hold my shoulders back and my chin up high and move forward. That's what gangsters do. Gangsterettes, they sit back and they do the time with us. Now you rat bastards, I say, oh, you expected women to do time with you. No, don't expect them to do anything. It's what they choose to do depend on their degree of loyalty. And when I say do the time, right, I'm saying, they set their watch to the prison counts. They set their watch to the prison lockdowns. They set their watch to the prison doors opening at 6 in the morning, depending on what coast you on. And that's how a soldierette hold down her man. Not talk about, my stomach was churning. So what the you want me to do about it? Go take a Tums and leave me the hell alone. What's wrong with you? I mean, this is such a stupid call to me. I mean, I'm not disrespecting them. I mean, this is when a dude is doing 60 days in a county jail, you have this conversation. Not when a dude is on a RICO, you have a con. I miss you. So what do you want me to do? Just play this, man.
Yeah, no, that shit crazy.
And then I was trying to add money to your books because, I saw that you were in the LA system, but it still was processing. So I couldn't even like add money or nothing. So I'm just happy you found a way to
This
reach
call
me
is from a
through
federal prison.
someone else's phone line.
Right there. That's a charge. I'm about to tell you this story anyway. I gotta tell you again. I gotta tell you this story, right? Yo, look, like I said, I used to use other people pack numbers, right? I'm in Florida. I'm using a Native American's phone. We just call them Indians in the joint. You know what I mean? Because we don't know no better. But they're considered, their rightful names as Native Americans. So the Native Americans, they from like the reservations, so they don't really use the phone like that. And they get a check every month, but they like to just do their time because they know they have an out date. We don't have an out date, so we can't have the luxury of just getting pissy drunk in the prison and smoking up all the weed in the prison and just wasting our money. But they get money guaranteed every month. just for living on the reservation. And when they get it, they splurge it on the men that robbed them during the month, giving them little crumbs for nothing. But anyway, dude sells me his phone, right? $2 a month. And every time he gets his Indian money, Native American money, he puts it, on the phone, and I give him the equivalent in stamps. So I don't have to send money to him, because if you send money to another inmate, like how Brick Babies, excuse me, that Luce Cannon just said he wanted his girl to send a cash app. Nah, you're losing your phone for that. You know what I mean? Might even go to the shoe. Now, he's sitting there, and I use his phone number at 7 o'clock in the morning, his pack number, to make a phone call. Talk for about 5 minutes. I had to wait 30 minutes. 7:35 made another call. Talk for 5 minutes. 8:10 made another call. Talk for about 5 minutes. I did that all day. It added up to like 24 calls. They sat there and wrote me 24 shots for using another man's pack number. Common sense is, what is the charge for using phone numbers, for making phone calls, or for using an inmate's pack number? I used one inmate's pack number. They turned that into 24 shots and told me each shot carried 6 months. Tried to take my phone for a total of 12 years. I felt like Eddie Murphy. I said, good Google. These Europeans ain't playing. They trying to cut me off for my family for 12 years. Oh, we got to fight this. So now I go to the law library, I smoke me a good old joint, I drink a little white lightning, and I laid back, took my shoes off, and scratched my toes and hurried up and put them back on, because I'm in the library, so that's equivalent to having on flip-flops, scratching your toes in the library. My toes was itching. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting there in the library, and I look at the chart, and it said, violation of using another inmate's pack number. So I said, this is one pack number, but they're giving me 24 charges. So when I went to DHO, I told the little European chick that was there, I know she wanted to give me some ass, but I wasn't into it. See, one thing about me, because we ride, I don't trust female correction officers. I, I'm talking about romantically, sexually, or anything. You know, dudes say, "Oh, you've been down 2 years. I know you definitely want one of them female correction officers." No, I don't want none of the female correction officers, because the female correction officers, they spend so much time working in the jail, they start screwing the other correction officers in the jail, and now you get to see who the female correction officers are screwing, because they're screwing the guys that work with you that lock you in at night, and you get to see how these dudes live. You get to see how they live, because you spend a lot of time together. That's how they got in a relationship, because they both spent a lot of time with each other, and they now want to have time to go screw their significant other on the street, so they wind up screwing each other on the inside. Now, I'm looking at old dirty CO talking to this bad CO that I know she ain't supposed to be no CO, because if she was, her man was supposed to tell her before you go, hold up, you need to sit your ass down. I'm not sending you in a wolf's den with 2,000 swinging dick running around. But no, he lets her go. That tells me one thing. That tells me that she has a bad attitude. Y'all get mad all you want. That make, let's ride. That's equivalent to when you go in a strip club and you see the most gorgeous chick, her body is banging, it's all natural, she's cute, the lip gloss, the breasts are sticking up, the cheeks are popping out, and she's dancing on another man's joint, and you look at her and say, damn, if I seen her in the mall, I would wife her up, and I'll be a damn fool, because you wife her up. And then now, the ugly side come out. 9 times out of 10, they ain't got a man, got a nasty attitude. They think they're independent. They don't need nobody, and they're on their own. And you full of crap. And I don't need nobody for nothing. I'd rather go shake my ass than you know ask a chick for something. Must a chick like you, you know. But they got issues. You don't look that good in a strip club when you could go to any corporate thing and screw and grind your way up to the top that way, but instead you're in a strip club grinding for $1 a piece. It don't add up in my mind. But it's unique Mecca audio. Let's keep it moving.
No. When did they say you're going to be fully activated so that I can do that?
I don't know, but that's why I'm gonna have you cash app up.
Okay.
And then I need you to get on with the lawyer what I told you to send him.
Yeah. I already talked to the lawyer. He's supposed to come see you, and I think you're supposed to have court tomorrow, so he'll come check you in court tomorrow too. You know, now that you're in LA, because you know everybody in the world thinking you got a public defender.
Oh, that's goofy as shit. They know how much money we get.
Man, it's just silly. You just had that someone at the detention thing. That was it. But your lawyer is in LA. Like they just, I don't know why people.
Hold on. Yeah, I gotta interject. This ain't to disrespect her, but I mean, didn't she say earlier about selling T-shirts to balance out paying a phone bill? So that means that the money's already short. If you're worried about a phone bill and a dude just getting locked up, money's not really that right to say that, oh, I got the best lawyer in our bag. It's like that. Let's stop it. But let's get back to this, because we're about to tap out.
He would just be doing that, you know?
That's goofy.
But anyways, I love you so
I
much. I'm
love you.
so glad I
I
heard
love you.
from you. I know this call is gonna cut off soon, so you know I just want to
Yeah.
make sure you hear
Right.
that.
You know, see, that's what I'm saying. It's a bunch of bull crap. Man, looking at Ice in prison, you telling him you effing love him, and what do you expect him to do with that effing you telling him you effing loving him right now? Tighten up, Soldierette. What is wrong with you? You trying to break him? That's how you break a man down. You don't try and pull out his emotional and compassionate side when he's facing life in prison or doing life. I wish I would tell me she loved me while I'm doing time. Go love the nigga you was effing before you called me. Just send me some money, make sure I'm alright, make sure the kids is alright, and you just do what you do, and we good. When I get there, we'll deal with how we're gonna deal with what you're doing now. But right now, your duty is to make sure I'm alright and help keep me strong. Not weak, telling me, I love you, dog, and I'm out of here. Alright?
Cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime. What?
Fresh out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Real. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. Baby horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend an ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours. So we can get back to the
Cheers, toast the crime, the crime, the crime.